hello, hello, hello. Without much ado, I would like to call forever young, our Lakhan, Mr. Anil Kapoor on stage, please. The handsome Aditya Roy Kapoor, please join us on stage. And the gorgeous Shobita Dhulipal. I hope I said that correct. That's the team of the night manager, guys. One of the most successful show. I'm sure we all have binge watched it. 4 episodes. I would call upon Mr. Sudhish Kamath from The Hindu to moderate the session. Sudhish, please come on stage. And now, the one who's responsible for bringing us the show to us. Yes, guys, Mr. Sandeep Modi, the director of the show, please come on stage. Creator and director, the night manager. Over to you, Sudhish.
Thank you so much, Hema. We're missing the screenplay writer Sridhar Raghavan here, but I'm glad Sandeep is here as the creator. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I think I first met Mr. Anil Kapoor on the sets of Nayak in Chennai, where I saw him sit for 6 hours, even though it was not his close-up or anything. He was just, as Shankar was adjusting some 100 TV screens, TV monitors in front of him, and he just sat there for 6 hours out of sheer commitment. It's like unprecedented, considering that this is his 5th decade in cinema. It's amazing, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's a great quote by Godard saying, it's not about where you take things from, but where you take them to. Given the fact that this is an adaptation and you're playing the Ravan of this adaptation, Shelley Rungta, how did you approach, and considering this role was played by Mr. Hugh Laurie, who I'm sure you're also a fan of, how did you approach? Did you say that I'm not even going to watch him, or did you say I'm going to watch him and see how I'm going to do it? Because we don't see him do typically evil things in the show, because we see a charming, dashing Anil Kapoor there, and we're supposed to still believe he's a villain, right? So how did you approach this show?
Good evening, friends. Thank you for such a great introduction, and thank you for remembering Nayak, one of my favorite films, Shankar, director whom I admire. Thank you, FICCI. Thank you, all of you all. Sandeep, for making this happen, Shobita, Aditya, all of you all. And thank you, Disney, plus Star, and the entire team, the producers and all. And I'm really privileged and honored to be here. It's a great feeling, and coming to your question, how did I approach? I would be lying to you if I say that I didn't see the show, or was not inspired by, or I was not a fan of Hugh Laurie. Obviously, I'd seen him in House, and then I saw The Night Manager, and I was completely taken aback by his performance. And of course, we both are two different looking people. Presence, our personalities are different. I don't know. He's done a lot of theater. He's been working since many, many years, done television. He's, if you see his old television shows, he's a great comic actor. He's brilliant, absolutely. And great voice, and I said, na mera paas wo voice hai, na wo personality hai, na wo aankhein hain, and he just looks the part of Rupa. So I said, will I be able to pull it off? And, the way I am, I go with instinct, with gut. And instinctively I felt it's a no-brainer. It's a great role. The entire team is fantastic. And I just said yes. And then I started thinking about it. I heard the script, what Sandeep and his writers had created. We heard it in one go. I just loved it, the Hindi adaptation. And then I started, it just, the roles and characters don't happen overnight. It's like you keep on thinking about it, and, and just till you face the camera. Even when you face the camera, in the first few days, sometimes you go right, sometimes, so it takes a little time. And you keep on understanding. कभी कभी तो रिलीज के बाद पता चलता है कैरेक्टर क्या है. You know, so but you just go with the flow, and that's what I did, and I'm so happy that people have liked the show, that you know, and love the character of Shailendra Singh, Shailendra Rungta. Singh bol raha hu main, Shailendra Rungta.
He's Shailendra Singh Rungta, so you're not entirely wrong. But I was more curious about the villain part of it. Like, how did you say? Because we don't see him doing anything evil.
No, I don't look at anything about villain or hero, or you know, from the time I started my career. If you see the films I've done, the kind of people I've worked with, directors I've worked with, and if you know, I did a Telugu film, I did a Kannada film, then I did MS Satyush kahan se guzar gaya. I'm sure people have. I don't know if they. I want to educate them, but that's one of my first films I did with Satyu Saab. And where I almost played a very kind of a character who's trying to find himself and ultimately becomes the way the father is, a complete capitalist. So I've done weird stuff from the beginning of my career. So I don't go what is, you know, villain hai, hero. I like my role. I like the people. I feel it's going to be a great journey. And I just say yes to it. And so that's what it is. People were seeing me as a hero. So, jo role mil rahe the, you know, beggars can't be choosers. When I started my career, first decade, obviously they were choosing me. Then I started choosing some films. I came to a situation where I could choose films. And then, you know, for me, it's always the director, the filmmaker, the writer, the writing, what's on paper, and then I take my decision. Yeah, hero ho, villain ho, character ho, supporting role ho, kuch bhi ho. I just do it. Yeah.
This, the Ravan of the show, did that have any bearing on how you approach it? Because he's called as the Ravan, right, throughout. Like, did you take any inspiration from, like, Ravan?
Yeah, Maut ka Saudagar, Ravan, yeah, no. You know, obviously, when I've read, you know, when I was really researching for the role and I was, how to go about it, so I was reading all the interviews, all the articles of everybody, trying to find something on the YouTube, something, you know, if they're Indian, who are these, if I can find someone who is an arms dealer in India. But I couldn't find anything. I just couldn't find anything. So the book is fantastic. The writing was so terrific. And then I used my own imagination. And of course, Hugh Laurie was there for inspiration. You know, all these things, keeping all these in mind, and slowly, steadily, I was just, you know, what happens is, what is the role, the character, and something about your personality also is there. You know, it's always there, what you are as, and then the character. So it's a combination of both. And what you see is me as a person also, and me as a character also. There are a lot of things which are me in that film, like what I am, and certain things, how I'm a family man. There's certain things, how I react to my, you know, my friendships, my passion for for work. So I, you know, and my passion. So you just use all these memories, certain things in what you have, and use it in the character, and use when you perform. It's a long process. Is too long. I have to sit with you for hours to tell you how
I love the humanity you gave the character as a concerned father, as a smart, strategic businessman, all of that different layers. They came out really beautifully. I have a lot more questions for you, but I'm going to go to Aditya Roy Kapoor here, because what is interesting for me, Aditya, is that you approached this in your own way. I saw a few changes. I don't know how many of them came from the script and how many of them you came up with. For example, the fact that in India, to be a hero, do you have to be really righteous, that you don't smoke or you don't have affairs? Because these are some of the changes from the original. Like in the original, he has a relationship with the girl. Here, she's a 14-year-old girl in the Rohingya crisis, so there's no way you were going to like have a relationship with her. And also here, you don't smoke. I don't know if it's a lie or like for that scene or like, but your character says you don't smoke, but in the original, they bond over a cigarette in the first place. So I want to know, how did you approach it? Are these, because these seem to be conscious departures from the original. So you seem to have your own take on this.
Hi guys. Yeah, I don't think I can take any credit for those changes. I think that credit has to go to the writers, to Sandeep. But I think those decisions were taken at a script level. I think the decision to change episode 1 and have it be a young girl was the writers and Sandeep's call. And I think it was a great one in hindsight. I think everyone seems to really feel like the first episode really anchors you emotionally sufficiently to then make you be on the side of the protagonist. And then you're with him, after you felt that. So yeah, I think as an actor, you work with what you're given. And these decisions weren't mine. I think it helped that I wasn't smoking since it's been 8 years that I've quit, and it's a pain to have to like smoke on set and then not. So thank you, Sandeep, for not putting me through that. Though yeah, every now and then a sly cigarette is, in the name of work, is welcome, but no. I think for me, I was inspired by the original